chosen one. I have brought you this moment to make it clear that the season in which you knew only how to struggle under scarcity is gradually coming to an end, and a new road of provision, stability, and the ability to build is opening before you. You did not pause at these words merely out of curiosity, nor did you hear them accidentally among countless sounds competing for your attention. A gentle prompting held you here because I know you have become so weary that sometimes you no longer possess enough strength to believe your life can change. You have passed through days when you had to consider every small expense, nights when your body lay still while your mind continued calculating, and mornings when you awakened, feeling that your responsibilities were heavier than your strength. I saw all of it. I saw how you tried to remain calm before others, even while anxiety filled you inwardly, how you continued working without knowing where your efforts would lead, and how many times you told yourself to keep going a little longer, because you did not want to become a burden to anyone. Today, I have not come to offer you empty hope, but to remind you that scarcity is not the final name of your life, and that difficult seasons possess no right to determine how you will live in the years ahead. My beloved child, not every delay you experienced was a rejection. Certain things did not arrive because your hands needed to be trained to preserve them, while your vision needed to expand beyond asking only for enough to survive each day. I do not want you to remain forever within a state of survival, in which every decision is governed by fear of loss. I am teaching you to enter a more orderly way of living, where you know how to plan, distinguish genuine needs from immediate desires, manage what is small, and stop allowing emotion to lead you into choices that damage your future. Genuine abundance is not merely having more. It is also possessing peace in the way you use what you have. It is the state in which you no longer panic at every change, borrow money to prove your worth, or pursue outward splendor only to pay for it through anxious nights. What I want to build within you is a foundation, strong enough that when resources expand, they will not control you, but you will be able to use them to care for your family, fulfill your responsibilities, and become a source of support for those who truly need you. I know your body still remembers the days of exhaustion. Sometimes the mere mention of money causes tension to rise within you because the past taught you that any moment of peace could be shattered by an unexpected bill, interrupted work, or an unforeseen responsibility. You became accustomed to living on guard, always imagining the worst, so that you would never be caught unprepared again. But, my child, caution does not need to become a prison. I am helping you learn how to prepare without panic, save without obsession, work diligently, without treating exhaustion as proof of your worth. You were not created to be crushed by a rhythm of life that only knows how to take. I want you to rest when needed, receive appropriate help, and understand that one wise decision can sometimes possess greater value than many hours of directionless labor. You will not leave scarcity merely by trying harder. You also need clearer vision, the right knowledge, wiser choices, and the courage to stop walking roads that continually cause your resources to leak away. The tears you once concealed were not meaningless. Each time you preserved integrity, even when a shortcut was available, you added another piece to the foundation of your future. Each time you completed a responsibility when no one was watching, you strengthened your ability to be trusted. Each time you refused an unclear invitation, even though you desperately needed money, you protected your dignity and peace. These choices may not have produced immediate rewards, but they formed within you a quality no amount of money can purchase. I do not merely want to bring you out of difficulty. I want you to become someone who does not return to former cycles when life begins improving. If you receive more while preserving old habits, the increase will quickly disappear. Therefore, understand that the difficult lessons of the past have been giving you the ability to manage, discern, and see beyond the emotions of today. The transition you have been awaiting may not begin with an unexpected amount of money appearing at your door. It may arrive as a clear idea, a skill you need to learn, a trustworthy person appearing at the right time, more suitable work, or a small opportunity others easily overlook. Do not despise humble beginnings. Some great doors open only after you have faithfully walked through very small entrances. Pay attention to what you can do well, the needs you can meet, and the value you can create for others. Resources often move toward usefulness, responsibility, and quality that is maintained over time. Do not ask only when you will receive. Ask what you can build today, what you can learn, and what you can improve. When you perform your part consistently, you are forming a vessel strong enough to contain expansion. I must also remind you not to allow the desire for change to make you prey to promises of instant wealth. When you have grown weary of scarcity, you can easily become attracted to opportunities, claiming that every difficulty will disappear after one decision. But what is good does not fear examination. It does not pressure you to act in panic, require you to hide information, or demand that you risk what you cannot afford to lose. Research carefully, ask experienced people, examine the evidence, and allow time to reveal the true nature of an opportunity. I do not want you to call recklessness faith, nor do I want you to use hope to cover warning signs. Wisdom does not prevent a miracle. It protects you from creating another burden and then believing you are following guidance. Beginning today, cooperate with what you have been asking for. Look honestly at your present condition without condemning yourself. Write down your income, expenses, the debts or obligations causing concern, and the habits that need to change. Complete unfinished work, respond to opportunities you have delayed, and devote consistent time to a skill capable of expanding your future. If you need advice, do not let pride prevent you from asking. If you need to begin again with one small step, do not feel ashamed. A humble but honest beginning is better than an impressive appearance without a foundation. I am not asking you to change everything in one day. I am asking you to remain faithful to the next step. Every right choice will make you stronger, and small repeated actions will carry you farther than intense efforts that are quickly abandoned. You no longer need to do everything alone. This does not mean every responsibility will disappear, but you will begin recognizing help that fear once prevented you from seeing. It may come through a referral, a sincere collaborator, a mentor, a new client, or an opportunity that allows you to use what you quietly prepared. Receive it gratefully while remaining discerning. Do not give away your complete trust merely because a door opens. Observe consistency, keep agreements clear, and do not allow impatience to make you ignore necessary boundaries. The right person will not exploit your difficult circumstances to pressure you into accepting what is unjust. A healthy opportunity will help you develop your abilities rather than keeping you permanently dependent and afraid. When your resources begin to increase, remember their purpose. I do not want you to become outwardly wealthy while inwardly poor in peace, kindness, and relationships. Care for your family, prepare for the future, pay what needs to be paid, and set aside a portion to support others wisely. Do not display what you have in search of recognition, because what is lasting does not require noise. Let the way you manage, keep your promises, and use what you receive become the evidence. The most beautiful prosperity is the ability to sleep with a peaceful heart. Live without emotional debts controlling you, and know that what you have built did not arise from another person's suffering. You can possess much and remain humble, succeed and remain gentle, and expand without forgetting the days when you needed someone to lift you. My child, the season of merely forcing yourself to endure does not need to continue forever, but to leave it behind. You must release the thoughts that continually lead you back towards scarcity. Stop speaking about yourself as someone who always fails. Stop using the past to predict that every new opportunity will eventually close. Remember that you survived what you once believed you could never overcome, and that perseverance proves you can build again. I do not promise a life without challenges, but I am reminding you that challenges will no longer be permitted to define you. You will learn to remain steadfast without becoming hard, work without destroying yourself, and receive without feeling guilty. Walk with calm expectation, open eyes, and hands ready to act. What you endured was not the conclusion of your story. It is becoming the ground upon which a more stable, expansive, and well-resourced season will be built, allowing you to live according to the good purpose placed within you. The breakthrough approaching you will not touch only money or outward circumstances. It is opening a complete renewal in how you see yourself, walk in your purpose, and build the relationships surrounding your life. My beloved child, I am not leading you out of one difficult season merely to place a few additional resources into your hands while leaving every old pattern untouched. What I am doing reaches much deeper. I am healing the way you receive goodness, renewing beliefs that caused you to think you were destined to live in lack, and removing the identity of someone who must always fight before earning the right to rest. You became accustomed to believing that everything had to be gained through exhaustion, expecting the worst before it occurred, and holding tightly to every detail because you feared that if you released control, everything would immediately collapse. But the new season cannot be managed through the same mindset that helped you survive the old one. I am moving you from defense into building, from insecurity into trust, and from merely hoping for enough into the ability to create purposeful abundance. The first change may not appear in your account or in anything others can easily see. It will begin as peace, gradually filling places that were always tense. You will notice that your mind no longer runs many steps ahead to prepare for every possible disaster. You will learn to pause before a problem, view it clearly, and handle what lies within your ability without allowing fear to make everything an emergency. Nights spent imagining the worst outcome will gradually be replaced by genuine rest. This will not happen because you have gained control over the future, but because you understand that you do not need to control everything in order to be safe. Some matters can be resolved only when you stop tightening your grip, stop forcing the timing, and allow wisdom to direct each step instead of permitting panic to govern the entire journey. When your inner life is restored to proper order, the way you see yourself will also change. You will no longer define yourself by seasons of scarcity, rejection, or what you have not yet achieved. Those experiences affected you, but they do not possess the right to become your final name. I am helping you recognize that you are not the person who always arrives too late, receives only what remains, or was born to carry every responsibility without support. You were trained through difficulty, but you do not need to remain in difficulty forever to prove your strength. A more mature version of you is emerging, someone who works diligently without worshipping busyness, gives without emptying themselves, loves without allowing anyone to cross boundaries established through wisdom. Your purpose will also become clearer as the noise of survival grows quiet. In the past, most of your energy may have been devoted to resolving crises, meeting the expectations of others, and keeping everything from falling apart. Therefore, what truly made you feel alive was repeatedly pushed to the bottom of your priorities. But when burdens no longer occupy your entire mind, you will hear again the calling that was once covered. Former ideas may return with new clarity. An ability you forgot may awaken. Work you have long desired to pursue will no longer appear so distant. I am not giving you resources merely so that you may feel more comfortable. I am creating space for you to do what is meaningful. Build something that can outlast temporary emotion and produce value beyond the limits of your personal life. Doors that were once closed may not open with great noise. Some will open through a conversation that appears ordinary, a relationship appearing at the right time, or an offer coming from a place you never considered. There are people who have been prepared with abilities you lack, while you possess something they have been seeking. When the proper time brings you together, the connection will create what neither could accomplish alone. You do not need to manipulate relationships, impress everyone, or chase people in the hope that they will choose you. What is right will recognize your worth without requiring you to become another person. Yet you must still be present, prepared, and responsible for your part. An open door is useless if you continue standing outside because you fear you are incapable of entering. Resources may also arrive in forms beyond money. They may come as knowledge that helps you avoid a costly mistake, time released from a responsibility that no longer belongs to you, a mentor who recognizes your potential, or an idea that helps you use what you already possess more effectively. Do not search only for increase in numbers, while overlooking the wealth arriving through wisdom, focus, and healthy connections. Sometimes, one wise decision possesses greater value than a large amount of money. The right person can open years of development. One changed habit can prevent you from continuing to suffer loss through the same old door. Lasting prosperity always accompanies the ability to manage, because anything received without order will quickly become another form of pressure. I am reversing what once caused you to believe that your destiny could only repeat scarcity. Years of waiting taught you to value what arrives at the proper time. Challenges revealed where you needed growth. Failures exposed methods that no longer worked and helped you rebuild upon a truer foundation. Therefore, future victory does not erase the past. It uses the understanding gained through the past to create a different future. You will not enter abundance with the innocence of someone who has never lacked. You will enter it with gratitude, carefulness, and a deep awareness that everything you possess must be used according to its proper purpose. This increase will not end with you. I am not expanding your hands merely so that they can hold more. I am expanding them so that you can give without emptying yourself. When you are free from daily anxiety, you will possess greater ability to notice the needs of others. When your work produces fruit, you can create opportunities for those who are beginning. When your voice carries influence, you can use it to protect, guide, and open roads. The wise choices you make today can change the way future generations view money, self-worth, and responsibility. You can become the one who ends a long-standing pattern of scarcity, not only by earning more, but by teaching those who come after you how to manage, build, share, and refuse to make wealth the master of their hearts. Therefore, take a deep breath and release the need to control every movement by yourself. Releasing control does not mean abandoning responsibility. It means fulfilling your part without trying to possess what belongs to timing, circumstances, or the choices of others. Make plans, but do not turn planning into a hiding place for fear. Work diligently, but do not believe that exhaustion is a requirement for blessing. Act when clarity comes, and know when to stop when pressure arises only from fear of missing out. You do not need to force every door open through your own strength. Some doors require only that you arrive at the proper time, adequately prepared, with a heart no longer trembling at the possibility of being seen. Receive what is coming with gratitude instead of suspicion. You became so accustomed to preparing for loss that when something good appears, your first response is often to search for what might be wrong. I am healing that habit. Not everyone who approaches will betray you. Not every good opportunity conceals a trap. Not every peaceful season is merely silence before another painful event. You still need discernment, but discernment differs from constantly expecting harm. One helps you see clearly, the other prevents you from enjoying anything. I want you to receive joy without guilt, preserve goodness without suffocating it through fear, and permit yourself to believe that stability can become a normal part of your life. My beloved child, the season of renewal began the moment you stopped agreeing to live according to former limitations. It is present in every decision you make from peace, every boundary you preserve, and every step you take without requiring universal approval. Breakthrough is not merely something that will appear in the future. It is taking form within you today. Continue walking humbly. Preserve what is entrusted to you, and do not return to former patterns merely because they are familiar. I am leading you into a life where provision serves purpose, relationships support growth, and success does not steal peace. No word of doubt, delay, or limitation from others can erase what has been placed upon your journey. Open your heart to receive, your hands to manage, and your vision to expand, because genuine increase does not merely change what you possess. It renews who you are, enlarges what you can give, and allows the goodness flowing from your life to continue across generations. My beloved child, the world around you often reflects very clearly the way you see yourself. When fear governs what is within, you easily recognize danger everywhere. But when the mind is renewed, you begin to see a road even among circumstances that once made you despair. I am not saying that positive thinking alone will cause every difficulty to disappear, nor do I want you to deny the scarcity that may be present. What I am teaching reaches deeper. Circumstances are not permitted to speak the final word about your future. You may be facing limitations without carrying the identity of someone who is permanently limited. You may not yet have sufficient resources and still begin living through wisdom, gratitude, and the ability to create. When the way you see yourself changes, your choices also change, and those new choices gradually reshape the reality surrounding you. The world taught you that if you wanted anything, you had to fight, compete, and continually live as though another person were about to take what belonged to you. That fear exhausted you, because you viewed every opportunity as a battle and every person as a rival. But I am leading you into another way of living. You do not need to trample anyone in order to advance, nor must you become cold in order to prosper. Lasting abundance is built through the ability to create value. Keep your word, manage what you possess, and recognize which door truly fits your life. When you stop living as someone who is always threatened, you will no longer hastily accept every offer because you fear another opportunity will never come. You will possess enough peace to observe, enough discernment to refuse, and enough patience to prepare for what has a stronger foundation. You cannot ask for an expansive life while calling yourself every day a powerless victim of circumstance. This does not mean everything that happened was your fault. There were wounds you did not choose, injustices you did not deserve, and doors others closed unfairly. I am not asking you to blame yourself for these things, but I want you to reclaim the authority to decide what happens next. You cannot control the past, but you can choose your response today. You can stop repeating words that made you small, stop telling the story of scarcity as though it were your only identity, and begin building a new language of responsibility, ability, and grounded hope. Protecting your mind does not mean avoiding every difficult truth. It means refusing to allow useless voices to remain within you for too long. Some people will continually remind you of your failures, not to help you learn, but to preserve you in the position where they are accustomed to seeing you. Some words appear realistic, but are actually born from the speaker's fear. If you listen for too long, you will begin treating their limits as your own. Therefore, choose carefully what you receive each day. Remain near people who speak honestly, while still recognizing possibility within you, people who do not flatter, but neither do they continually weaken your courage. A healthy environment will not promise that everything will be easy. It will help you become strong enough to face difficulty without losing direction. When certain people leave your life during this season of change, do not immediately conclude that you have done something wrong. Some relationships can survive only while you remain small, continually seek approval, or willingly carry responsibilities belonging to others. When you establish boundaries, clearly express what you need, and devote time to building your future, the former structure of those relationships will be tested. Some people may mature alongside you, while others will become uncomfortable because they no longer have access to the version of you who always yielded. You do not need to regard them as evil or exalt yourself as though you have surpassed everyone. Simply recognize that not everyone is called to accompany you through every stage. Departure is not always destruction. Sometimes it creates the space necessary for more suitable connections to appear. Before you are entrusted with a greater inheritance, you will face final tests of character. The first temptation is often a shortcut, promising rapid results while demanding the sacrifice of integrity. It may appear as an agreement lacking transparency, a profitable partnership that requires silence before wrongdoing, or an opportunity that forces you to become someone else in order to enter. Remember that anything built through dishonesty will always require further dishonesty to maintain it. A benefit that causes you to lose peace is not prosperity. You may move more slowly, but every step must remain clean enough that one day you can look back without shame concerning the road you chose. The next test may come through familiar people. They love you according to what they understand. But because they are accustomed to your former self, they may unintentionally pull you back toward a diminished role. They may tell you not to dream too greatly, change too much, or leave what has always seemed safe. They may not intend to hurt you. They may simply fear that you will fail, or that your growth will create greater distance between you. Treat them respectfully, but do not place the direction of your future into their fear. You can listen to advice without obeying every limitation. You can love your family while breaking patterns that taught generations only how to survive rather than how to build. The most difficult challenge may still be the doubtful voice of your former self. It knows your past failures well and will use every memory to tell you that this change is only temporary. When a significant opportunity appears, it will ask who you think you are to enter. When you begin building something new, it will remind you that you once gave up. Do not try to destroy that voice through empty declarations. Answer it through preparation. Complete what you started. Learn the skills you still lack. Manage present resources carefully and keep small promises to yourself. Every consistent action will create new evidence that you are no longer who you once were. Genuine confidence is built when you see yourself increasingly become someone who can be trusted. When you move beyond these gatekeepers, your position will change, not because you suddenly become greater than everyone else, but because you no longer enter life as someone continually asking permission to exist. You will recognize that you can create opportunities rather than merely wait for them to arrive. You can build work, a community, a system, or a road that helps others rise as well. But becoming a source of provision does not mean assuming responsibility for everyone. You are not an endless storehouse from which anyone may take whatever they want. Greater resources require stronger boundaries. Generosity must be accompanied by planning, and the desire to help must be led by discernment. Invest in what builds another person's ability to stand independently, rather than continually supporting dependence. The legacy you leave will not be measured only by possessions, but by the healthy patterns passed forward. You may become the first person in your family to manage money without panic, establish boundaries without bitterness, or build success without sacrificing the people you love. Future generations may never know every night when you fought doubt, but they will live within a broader reality, because you possessed enough courage to change direction. This is the true meaning of becoming a guardian of the future. You do not accumulate only for yourself, but create a foundation so that those who come after you will not have to begin again from the place where you were once trapped. Therefore, take a deep breath and stand upright in humility. The crown I place upon you is not an ornament of pride, but a sign of responsibility, service, and stewardship. An abundant future is no longer only something you wait for within imagination. It begins with the way you think today, the decisions you make when no one is watching, and the courage to refuse the easy but corrupt road. You do not need to wait until you possess every resource before beginning. Remain faithful with what is small, build from what you already have, and continue purifying your motives. When there is order within you, outward circumstances will gradually find their proper place. Then you will no longer live like someone begging for a seat, but will become someone who builds a table broad enough strong enough, and compassionate enough for many people to sit, be nourished, and recognize that a new future can truly begin.